Hello, everybody, and welcome to Simcade League. And we're live for what is the final round of the F1 2022 season. And today I'm joined by somebody very special. I'm joined by Mr. HL. How are you? We're good? He's disappeared.
Very well.
Oh, you're there. Oh, you're very quiet. You seem to have made yourself very
sorry.
quiet. There
it's,
it is.
it's returned.
But
I am quite good. How are you?
I am refreshed after my extremely long sleep today. I missed GT yesterday because of lack of sleep, but I seem to have caught up on it today, definitely. Oh.
Yeah, that'll mean that you're going to race an extra race now today just to make up for missing GT yesterday, of course.
No, it probably means that I'm going to end up having to work extra hard because at work. But yeah.
Sure, you win some, you lose some.
Indeed, you do. So tonight's track, Brazil. How well do you know Brazil?
Myself, I am quite familiar with Brazil. It's, in my opinion, it's probably one of the best tracks on the calendar out of every single track that could possibly be on the calendar. It's very kind of low grip in kind of coming out of the Senna and other things like that, so that's going to be interesting to see on track, because even on those soft tires, especially on the harder compounds, we're going to see these drivers really struggle with grip coming out of the corners.
So obviously we do have this very long main straight that sort of sweeps up the hill and then drops down. There's a lot of elevation change here, and I believe sea level's an issue here in real life. Obviously the game doesn't take that into much consideration, but it is very windy, and like you said, we will traction out of certain corners is going to be an issue. Like turn 3, I do know for a fact that that's hit for traction zones, as well as turn 4 and 5 are pretty bad, and 11 is another one. So do watch out for those corners. We might see a lot of people off the track. We do have some new people joining us today. Our last race, as you do.
Hip and Will.
Hip and Will, and who is it? Oakley, or is that Will?
Oakley, actually, yes, Oakley.
Yes. Well, Will's awesome. Is Will Smith in GT, isn't he?
Yes, but he will be joining us on the F1 next season, I believe.
Wow. So, in theory, we have a full grid. Am I right in saying that?
I believe you are.
So, a full grid at one of the shortest tracks. I mean, what could potentially be any better?
It couldn't be as bad as a street circuit anyway, but, I have a feeling, especially with this track, is that I think we will see a lot of respect from the drivers here, just because of how well the track is kind of known. Like, they know that they're not supposed to be doing things in certain places, and they know where they can get moves done. So I think we're in for a lot of good racing, and maybe the odd one or two dive bombs we could potentially see.
Oh, turn 1 dive bomb is going to be a must around here, isn't it? It's definitely going to be seen. We have quite a lot of fast drivers with us today. Bash is probably going to be amongst it. Mons, Simi, Footy, another one who's going to be up there. And obviously we have the returning Hip, so let's see how he fares with us today. I know it's quite handy in GT7, so I'd like to see him up there in F1 again. I know he did say that he does struggle with this game, with how quick the game is. He can't get to grips with how quick the game is.
Yeah, I was the same starting out, I must say, but I think if anybody is going to really do a good job today on this game, I think Hip is the one, because if you ever spectate him on Gran Turismo and look at his inputs, they are absolutely butter smooth. So I have a feeling he'll be quick to learn anyway.
And what a track to learn at, to be fair.
Oh, Jesus.
It's, it's pretty special. Obviously the Senna S's, it's very famous, this track, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, it's really up there with the Nordschleife as one of the top grade 1 race circuits around the world, really.
So for qualifying, who you got your eyes on qualifying to stick it on pole?
Stick it on pole? I have a good feeling about Mons today.
Mons? Oh.
I know he was. Yeah, I know he was kind of doing all right. I know Cornish is transferred over to the old wheels. So, depending on how quick he can get to grips with that, I have a feeling we could be seeing a good battle up above now for in between Simi, Mons, and I hope to see Bashi and even Jack, maybe Raza get into the mix as well.
Well, I'm just looking at the names of the right-hand side now, and I actually cannot see Cornish whatsoever. I can see Cornish Mantis.
Oh, Mr. Mantis.
But I can't see...
I think it was only Mantis.
So we haven't got OG Cornish. OG? Is that OG?
No.
Oh.
Well, we have the Praying Mantis.
Which basically means that has just handed the championship to...
Mons?
It has handed it to Mons, yeah.
Well, it'll be a nice, what a beautiful track. Oh, we have 2 people coming out the grid.
We have
Tori out, V2 of course.
As always, V2 is the quickest person to get out ever.
Well, I think somebody did beat him to it though. Is that Bashi? Bashi and Hip in the Hasses?
There is Bashi's out on track at the front. Yes, I think it is Bashi the first one out. And then I think it is V2. As we're making... We've got 4 cars on track so far. We've got Adam and Polybalar that's out as well. So, yeah. I think, like we said about Cornish, that he is making the jump to the wheel. So what I'm guessing is there is no Cornish. There is no Cornish. They got Ninja as let's put it in chat. So then that has officially handed the championship to Mons.
Well, congratulations to Mons.
Extinct electricity's gone out in India, so that's no good. That I hope to get him back in soon. It says it's in the game.
It does. Well, yeah. Hopefully, we plenty of qualifying left anyway to get him back in. So. Yeah,
I think the reason why V2 gets in and out so quickly is obviously he's on PC, so if he's loading up very quickly on an NVMe SSD, he'll be the first one to load in. With obviously a quicker computer than the PS5 lot.
Yellow flag in Sector 3.
We do. I'll just get up the map. I don't have the map up yet. I think it's a Haas and McLaren's quite slow at the back of the grid. It's just on board with B2. There is quite a lot of traffic as is invalidated.
There's Bashi and B2 have both validated in the same place. They've nearly gone wheel to wheel there.
They have, yeah. It's a very strange way of doing it around here. Hello, Yuki. How are we? Yeah,
quite a line of cars behind V2 here.
It is very congested there. They've got a group of about 3 or 4 cars, which is not ideal. We've got V2 that's obviously invalidated, and the rest of that group hopefully spreading out. You've got Mons in the middle of all that. It's not what he would like either.
Yeah, it's then Hip leading the way behind Mons.
He's will keep an eye on Hip, actually. Actually, we'll go on board with him. He's just an outlaw. Just about to cross the line to start as Bashi sets the fast lap of qualifying so far with 1:13.8. I'm definitely going to see some time to improve there.
That's 1:88 coming up after 1:87. There, those are kind of the real kind of race pace times. I think we could be expecting to see the top 2 lads doing on the medium tires.
Yeah, 1:08.7 for Gibbo and Adam. Golden Flame puts in a 1:08.8 as well. So yeah, we're just seeing there Hip let somebody pass in the Haas, and then I think he immediately regretted it and let them through. He does look very smooth, doesn't he? Just watching him on board now.
Telling you now, if there is a man to be, putting in the inputs perfectly smoothly, it is Hip.
He has invalidated his lap. I don't know whether that was because of the first couple of corners, which is quite unfortunate. There's yellow flags in Sector 2. That is a McLaren. Is that the other McLaren?
That would be...
It is Rob. It is.
We see V2 here coming around the third last corner. He kind of mucked it up there a little bit.
We've got Ninja not in the game either. I wonder if we can get him in the commentary box to have 3 people in here.
Oh, that would be interesting enough.
Yeah.
And V2 sets a 1:13.9 as he comes over the line with that poor exit coming out of the third last corner. Sector 2, yellow flag. Cars pulling over to the side.
Ah, there he is. Speak of the devil.
Good evening, Ninja.
Good evening. I'll be your Ted.
Ted, what have you got for us?
There's cars out in the track. Mans is no idea why, but he has crashed.
Oh,
Cornish Mantis has crashed. He spun out and taken out one of our polystyrene boards.
I mean this is sort of disappointing. I'm guessing Cornish is a bit busy today. Something
I
on.
haven't heard anything.
Okay.
I don't think Mantis has heard anything either, or Footy, so maybe he's just something's going on.
Well, we do hope that he's okay.
Yeah.
So if he's out there, let us know that you're okay. We are worried.
Yeah.
So that does hand the championship to Mons, doesn't it?
I would like to point out, though, that, you asked me, who do I think is going to qualify P1?
Yep.
The first person to crash out of qualifying, of course, is the person I picked.
You've cursed your own commentary.
We'll just hope that just because we've added another commentator today that we won't triple the commentator's curse.
Did you get the invite out to Extinct, did you? Ninja?
I can't do anything. I'm not in the lobby.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Well, I don't know.
Oh, he's joined. Is he?
He's
okay.
joined.
Okay.
It's probably best that HL does it.
Yeah.
So that's...
I don't think I have him added, but it just told me he joined.
I think Simi must have got that.
To me or Mitchell sorted anyway.
Yeah. I'm a bit disappointed not to be racing, Ninja. I know that you like this
very
track.
disappointed.
Yeah.
I even did practice at 3 a.m. this morning.
You crazy human being.
Yeah, and got down to a 108.2.
That's up there.
That is P1 at the minute in quali.
So
the top guys are in the pits. Probably, I would presume doing a bit of setup adjustments. Probably, maybe even adding on a bit of. Well, I have a feeling that in qualifying you might get away with taking off a little bit of downforce, but you wouldn't want to be messing too much with it.
It's the setup's weird for this because you kind of want the front end higher than the rear to get the best grip around the circuit because it is so fast.
It really is, yeah. It really caught me off guard for a test lap or 2 or 3 that I did.
It's a very flowing track but the traction zones are very strange sometimes, aren't they? But then I think that's been the feeling of this whole game, hasn't it? Has been that the tracks have felt really good, but some of the traction zones coming out of them and getting the foot down on the power has been very difficult to do.
Yeah,
I can't comment with regards to F1 and EA's Cody's games because I haven't actually played them. This is my first one.
Well, we realised I say me. Someone told me about the what's the thing? It's not the brake bias, but the other one with the diff.
Yep.
Yeah, diff preload.
Yeah. So I was always running it at like 80%. And they were saying, no, put it down to 60. Put it down to 60. Instantly 4/10 quicker. Because of I wasn't being as
spinning
cautious
the back wheels.
Coming out of corners. Yeah, because I could get in the power much earlier. So there's small, tiny tweaks like that there in the game that just changes things so quickly.
I suppose the real kind of setup kind of grinders would be Bashi, Mons, and Cornish Cook, who isn't with us tonight.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I suspect Roz is going to be up there because I know that he pulls a lot of these setups from the army lot. So I know he does a lot of grinding on that.
Yeah, setups in this game are really I hadn't noticed it being an F2 competitor for the majority of this season, but once I dipped my toes into the F1, I realized that setup it's kind of like ACC. It really does lend itself a lot to your result.
It's so personal as well, the setups. You can find them all online, but they are so personal.
We have Gamer for Real entering the pits.
She
will be coming around.
Just on board currently with V2. Ninja, I was trying to share my screen with you. However, I realised that I'd only be able to give you a little bit in the corner.
I will assist.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, you're going to say okay.
I can only share what I have on OBS on it because I'm using the PlayStation. So
Yeah. No, it's all good. I'm watching the stream anyway, so...
I know, but we don't like delays here, do we?
No, not really, no. I don't think there's that much of a delay.
I do like riding on board with people, though. If you want to have a look.
That's true.
As opposed to the...
What's the delay? Oh, there's only 6
The
seconds of
broadcaster.
delay.
Oh, it's not the person that counted 6 seconds then.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you are turning into Ted already.
Yeah. do you want some insider information?
Go on, I'd love to hear some insider information. We do like that here.
Down to the AlphaTauri pit wall.
Yep.
Lance doesn't feel too strong tonight. Doesn't fancy his chances.
Okay. I mean, in a way, that doesn't surprise me. I know that seems like really off-putting, but yeah, it does look like he's been struggling over the past couple of weeks with F1.
Yeah, and I think it's a combination of coming towards the end of the championships in ACC and GT, and maybe he's put a little bit more time towards ACC.
Yep, as
and GT, because he was in the championship fight for them.
Roz has just set the fastest lap of the qualifying so far with a 1:08.180. Sorry, I get my words out there.
An absolutely solid time, I must say. But for seeing Lance do a 1:09.6, he has to have another second in him. Absolutely, because I did a 1:09.5 after a couple of laps, and I didn't really, I wasn't really, you know me, I'm not an F1 car driver really, so I expect a lot more from him at the minute.
There's some high expectations there, HL.
I certainly expect him to be a little bit better than me.
Yeah. Well, you see, I know that you are a frequent visitor of your good friend, aren't you? So I think you'll be given the confidence boost stick there, wouldn't you?
But we'll see what he can do this lap now as he enters the Senna S.
Tell you what, we'll go on board with him. He is in the AlphaTauri with his buddy old pal V2.
Yeah, V2 sitting that 1:08.7 is definitely closer to what I'd like to see Lance pulling here tonight.
Yeah, we have seen V2 on the cusp of the top boys over the recent weeks. In fact, this whole season, really, he has been the last member of the top group, and just that few more tenths that he's been pushing, it could really just see him catapult himself into the top title races, I think, for F1.
He's done major strides since first entering, and especially with turning on the medium traction control, I think that's lent itself to helping him get less frustrated with the game.
Definitely. I concur with that.
I think that's a big thing that a lot of drivers have struggled with this season.
So just seeing Fenton across the line.
But this game
he's bottled it.
Mm.
That was a 1:09.5 from Fenton.
Well, actually, across the line with the 1:09.3 is that what he had previously? The 1:09.3.
It would have been it would have only been a 1:09.4 at the most anyway.
It's just front wheel wiggling there. I think he's just frustrated with himself. I'm guessing that's a bit of frustration. He will have time to come into the pits and get back out again, because obviously it's such a short track. It literally round in a minute. That's why there's 36 laps of actual racing, because that's about 40 minutes in it. So,
I'd like to see what Jack can do.
Did we give a shout out to Hip?
We did. A massive shout out to him. We're expecting big things. Yep.
I'm gonna love this battle between Hip and Mikey.
Yep.
Because
it's returned, doesn't it? It's what it was at the beginning.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we'll see more of Hip going forward.
How much bribery did it take?
I think it was a lot of convincing, a lot of guilt tripping from a few of us to get Hip to race.
Oh, there's a car sideways. It's a Ferrari. And
is that Mikey's
Mantis?
Or Mantis?
I think that might be
Mikey.
Mikey is. Yeah, just go. Oh, it's a bit dangerous that if he rejoins, but okay, his ghosting is on. Doesn't seem to have any damage. He's just come out of the last corner, turn 14, and must have dropped it.
Yeah, it's stripped back into the pits, that one.
I'm concerned for the beginning of this race, just because of the fact that I think P8 Mantis all the way up to P1, I think they might escape Lance slightly.
So this is what we've had for the past couple of races, and I think this is what's made it so entertaining. The pack has just sort of combined itself into a train of fantastic drivers. But between 10 and 11 drivers, and then towards the middle of the stage of the Grand Prix, we sort of like get a few gaps, and then you chuck a safety car in there, and it's all back in there. France was a prime example of that, where it was just action throughout the whole race. I know a lot of people got frustrated by it, but it was fantastic to watch.
It was a brilliant watch, France was, and I'm certainly estimating that this will be a brilliant watch as well.
Even though a lot of people had a lot of issues with Mexico, that was another fantastic watch. We're just seeing Cornish.
Jack is spun. Looked like he locked one of the brakes there, but
he has, yes, just in the middle of sector 2, coming into the wind, and he's just got to be careful. This Alpine. I know that Jack's usually quite good at his rejoins.
He needs to be careful not to pick up disqualification for driving the wrong way, though. Just another little bit of information on Lance. He is struggling with confidence in the car, especially in the mid sector, which
seems it.
Have you got a sneaky little chat here with him?
No, not with him, but another Irish guy. Probably is Crayon doing engineering for him at the minute?
I presume he is.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run to the bathroom there, lads.
So, but Lance isn't doing too bad. Like, he's still thereabouts. In the mid pack.
Impressive show from Jack. To be fair, the past couple of weeks he's been struggling.
Yeah.
To get in and amongst the 108s, it must be a favourite track of his. And obviously the relief that the GT League is over, because I know it can put a lot of stress on people. Can this?
It can. I think there's a lot of work goes on in the background that a lot of people don't see. That we do to get everything running smooth.
As Mitch has retired from the session, I think he's had enough of qualifying.
Mitch really struggling there. 119.1.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's looking to escape chaos. Is probably what I would suspect. There's a couple of cars very close together there.
Lance is out.
Yeah. What happened?
Lance
what happened
into
there?
the wall.
Did he just go straight on at turn 1?
I think he's just gone on straight. Yeah.
I thought I'd seen the back end of that. I did see the track is so busy. Pretty much everybody apart from 2 or 3 cars are out on track.
Lance's wheel has disconnected. Hardware failure on the car.
Oh dear. Is he able to get back?
Hopefully. Mechanical issue.
This is his new wheel as well, isn't it? Which he hasn't had any issues with so far.
But I think it's a USB issue.
Oh, is he still using his USB extender?
Possibly.
Right, okay. USB...
Yeah, he should be fine. He should be fine getting back up and running.
Yes.
So
yeah, it should be okay.
I think he can hold on to maybe top 10. Well, Golf's there. Golf's been showing a bit of pace.
Yeah, well, in the F2, when them two were trading blows, when they were doing lap time practicing, weren't they? They were quite close, usually, them two. We're just on board with Rosa, who, current, former champion and everything. He'd be looking for a return after last week's disappointment. I know that he did sort of get saved by the safety car, but there's yellow flags up in the sector where he is at the moment. It looks like there's an Alpine. Is it Alpine or a Williams are going slow around the outside here, but I think he managed to get out of the way very nicely as it comes into the fast left-hander, uphill, all the way, as cars are getting off the track left, right, and centre for him. I didn't see if he was up or down in his splits. There's a couple of cars just going in the pits as well. No, he's down, so he's...
he was going by 2/10, so...
So that looks like... Well, Golf is the only person who's still on a lap, I believe. No, he's pit.
Yeah, Ross is into the pit. Where is Golf? Is Golf coming across the line now?
Everybody's crossed the line, so that is... No, he gave it a rest. He went
out of the pit, yeah.
Yeah, so that's everybody...
and I will say that I was correct in saying my guess in P2 of Holly being Bashi.
You were indeed.
But
I can't wait to see this battle at the top.
That's a very quick lap from Raza.
It is. It's a 108, 108.075 is, it's pretty quick. Just whilst we're here, look, a quick shout out to everybody that's in chat. Yuki, Extinct, Gibbo. Simi just joined us, hello. Obviously yourself, Ninja. But you can't get yourself because you're here.
Yeah. I'll say hello in chat, I know.
Golf as well, since chat. Yeah. Nice to have everybody back for the final round. We'll just quickly take you through the standings from qualifying. So sitting on pole position was Rosa, P2 Bashi, Gibbo P3 with Footy, V2, Adam, Jack, Cornish, Simi and Fenton ran up P10, P11. We have Golf, Polyblur, Rob, Will's Awesome, Danny, Mike, Hip, with the retirees of Mitch, Extinct, and Mons. However, Mitch did manage to set a time, but it's just extremely slow. I think he's just trying to avoid total chaos into turn 1, is what I would say. So there we have it. On to the race.
It'll be very interesting to see what Mons can do from P20, seeing as he is the championship winner.
Indeed, it would be. I know we have had a couple of these people do these couple of challenges from back to front sort of thing. We haven't really seen it recently with this being just the only championship they were running. Obviously last season we did the 2, didn't we? So we did see it quite often, but this year it's been quite steady. With everybody actually physically fighting.
So yeah, at all points of the grid, it's fairly nice to see, I must say. And even on those tracks where you wouldn't see it, there would be nearly a 5-second gap, and it'd always be between 3 or 4 drivers, and they would be battling on different other tracks.
I just had a message from V2 saying, "Don't ready up." However, I'm not going to shout it like he did.
I don't think they'll hear us.
No. It's getting quite heated in Discord. I think the lads, they are very passionate, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of competitiveness, but keep the competitiveness on the track.
As we've got all the engineers standing to attention in the pit lane. I do love that one. That's a good one, that.
Yeah.
All standing to attention inside each other, just like the pit crew T-posing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's impressive. We didn't notice.
I've seen it.
We didn't notice this being Ninja until a couple of weeks ago, did we? And I was like, "What? What are the?" It's like the flags. The flags are just spinning on their own. They're like animated flags. You can't see them here because where we were last week, Mexico, where you could spot them.
Yeah.
And they were just sort of spinning around in circles on their own. So we've got formation. HL, I'm going to get up the tyres. Do you want to run us through what tyres everybody's on and possible strategies that you can see from that?
So, what we will see now is... It's looking medium for Rosa, which is definitely going to benefit him, with Bashi behind with the hards, and Gamer for Real, which is Gibbo on the hards as well. Footy on the mediums, definitely going to benefit him, and V2, the medium tyre will benefit him. He was only 2/10 off Footy in the qualifying, so I'm hoping that Footy is going to be able to drag V2 into third above Bashi and Gibbo, and hopefully keep Rosa humble while Mons claws his way up the grid. Adam with the hard tyre, that is certainly not going to benefit him, unless he can hang to the back of Gibbo and Bashi, then it'll work in his favour. Jack is definitely going to get the jump on Adam in P7 with that medium tyre. Cornish on the hard tyre, it'll be interesting to see how that works for him. Simi on the medium, that'll definitely benefit him. Lance on the hard, that's his preferred strategy. It'll be interesting to see how far the hard will actually take him on this 36 lap race. Golf Maniac on the medium tyre, Polly Ballar on the medium tyre, Rob on the medium tyre. Our first soft runner, Will. I think it'll be good for Will on the soft because he's going to need that early pace to stay with the pack so that the pack is going to be able to tow him, especially considering this is his first race. I remember my first race. If I had started on the soft, I think that's exactly what I did, actually. Danny on the hards then behind him. I think Danny is really kind of one of the losers, but he could end up battling Extinct and Mons.
We've got
All fast disqualified.
cars lining up. So it's probably cars lining up on the grid. I'm going to try and get a better angle of the start because it's nice to chuck up some. I can't actually officially see the lines as the game puts up its official strat. If anybody can see the lights, that'd be fantastic. Oh, I can now, just about. And we have.
Oh, I can now.
A couple of lights.
3,
I can hear the
4,
noise.
5. They're on. They're off and we're away. Bit of shuffling in the pack.
And we head down to turn 1. Everybody seems to get away quite clear. We haven't seen any issues so far. As turn 1s, we see the top 3 make it nice and clean. Everybody else, there is a bit of hustling at the back. There's yellow flags. It looks like there's a car off somewhere at the back of the grid. It is Will's Awesome Golf and Mons seem to have a bit of a coming together. But everybody seems to finally get away clearly as we turn into turn 4 and 5. As we have a nice little train. A bit of an overtake there with Polyblar at the back. You got an issue? He's dropped down the grid, I think. Yeah, Polyblar's had a bit of an issue. He's just trying to rejoin the track safely. Rosa seems to have got away quite nicely as he gets through the middle bit of the track with a half-second lead already.
Bit of an issue there in Sector 2, as it is Danny and Mikey in the grass. There must have been a coming together there. And Willa also ended up getting involved, I think, at some stage.
As we are seeing, from Jack downwards, a bit of a train. Well, if everybody's got a train, they're all going to come around the main straight. Hopefully we can get them all on the main straight at once. That would be nice to see, but I think we've got the Mikey's off again at the back there, as we've got the majority of people on the main straight once as we come through the centre rest for the second time. Everybody sweeping through there. There's only one way of taking that, and you've got to be precise.
Absolutely, and it was a beautiful first lap from Hip, I'd like to mention. Keeping it clean the whole way.
It has, as I believe he's managed to make up one place there. Big losers and big winners. Everybody's in the top 3 managed to stay where they were. V2 made up a place, jumping footy in the start. I'm guessing that is the tyre choice that they are on.
They're both on the same tyre. It's V2 and Footy are actually the losers at the minute, as P2 and 3 are on the hard tyre. Pulling away. With
Simi making up 2 places, Jack losing out 2 places, and there's the first penalty of the evening so far as Hit picks up
Jack
a 3-second
dropping down
penalty.
another 3, 4, 5 places as he spun.
It looks like he did just coming into turn 9. Had a quick spin there with Mitch making up 8 playthroughs, and so did Extinct and Monster. They are definitely on the charge. As Rosa picks up the fastest lap of the race so far with a 1:10. And that was a massive slide there from the Haas of Bashi coming out into turn 2. Struggling there.
A beautiful train forming behind Simi here now, as Mantis and Rob chase him down. And Extinct may be looking to get in the mix, but with the hard tyre, it's going to be a difficult, tall order. Lance coming up behind Mons. Hopefully Mons will be able to give him a bit of a tow on the hard tyre and give a bit of confidence around the track.
Whereas, but Simi's been not struggling this season, but he hasn't shown his best performances like he did last year. I know that he was the most improved driver of last season, but that's because he did pick the game up late to the rest of them. But I think he's just sort of died off a bit. Any inside news on that, Ninja?
Probably not getting on the game as much as he'd like to get on it. I think, like most racing games, you've always got your natural pace, but to be quicker.
Oh, we've got a McLaren around
between Extinct and Rob.
Oh,
it was a spin from Extinct, it looked like, and Rob kind of ended up being collected there, or it could have been Golf.
No, it's definitely Rob and Extinct. I think Extinct got away sort of unscathed. He has managed to let Mons and Lance through as well, and Mitch I think got caught up in something as well because he's now down in 18th. So it might have been Mitch and Rob.
May have been Mitch.
Because they're close together as Jack picks up a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That must have been going past.
That was going past that incident, yes. I think, yeah, it must have been. because he was in that position at that time.
That'll probably be looked at after the race then.
Yeah.
If there's an accident, so sometimes it'll pick up that you've overtook someone. Just on that, Fenton struggling with front downforce.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Extinct, who is hunting down Fenton. He's taking some wide lines is Fenton. I'm guessing he's struggling on them hard tyres.
Yeah, but it'll come back to him. It should be a one-stop race. What are we saying? Around lap 20? Come on, put on the mediums for 16 laps.
Yeah, deck's not really an issue around here too much, unless you're on the soft tyres, and it looks like a bit of a DRS-assisted move. I'm just looking at Extinct. It's just got past Fenton, pretty simple.
It looks like Polly will be brought into it, as he did grab DRS on Extinct before he got the move done on Fenton, so it will be interesting to see if Fenton can keep Polly at bay, or if Fenton will get swallowed due to that hard tyre choice, which could be very dangerous due to him being the second lowest hard runner on grid at the moment, with the other lowest being Danny in P19.
And Yuki's pointing out that it is just
yellow flag, Ferrari off, Mikey.
And Hip's lost a place as well.
Yeah, Will's got past Hip there. Oh, and Jack. Hip taking it cautious, as we expected him to be doing. But I'm so happy that Hip's back on the grid.
I think for the first couple of races that we see him back in F1, I think you will just see him letting everybody by, because I don't think he's had much practice in F1, has he, recently?
No, but yeah, it's good to see him on the track and all. And I think he'll have a nice little battle here.
Around the outside from Mitch there. I think he's just getting off the track there. His Hip's going to have to be careful of them corner cuttings. As around the outside, the main straight goes Mitch. And the next person is Rob. Who's going to get that done before the braking's on into turn one, it looks like. Oh, he outbrakes himself sideways. And he's lost a bit of his front wing.
He will not be happy about that at all.
No, he had a bit of a slide there, and I think that just caught Hip unawares. And I think... not intentional, but I think the just rear end of Hip just hit back into Rob as soon as he's coming back into the corner.
What we are seeing now, though, is me being wrong, as Bashi on those hard tyres, remaining in P2, keeping V2 at bay. Lovely cushion for him as well.
Yellow flags in sector 3. That is Cornish is around. That's a safety car. It's a full safety car on track. So we are going to see Bashi diving into the pits, I believe. Yes, we are.
And Jack has spun.
Jack has spun as well. This is a prime time for the soft runners to get into the pit now. Maybe stick on a set of mediums and hope for a safety car maybe later on again.
I'm just going to stay on board with Bashi to see where... Sorry, Rosa, to see where this brings Rosa out, because he's the first one to pit. Get rid of their medium tyres, put on these hards. He's confident they're going to last at the end of the race.
Is that 29
hoping
laps?
we see Will come into the pits.
29,
into the pits.
Or is he confident that there's going to be another safety car?
Well, I think he's done right to go on hards, because now he'll not need to pit again. So if another safety car comes out, he can stick on the mediums or softs then again, so he'll be on the quicker tyre for the end. But if not, this should get him to the end. It'll be touch and go, but it should get him there. So
Yuki's saying that he can already see where this race is going. I mean, I wouldn't say it's completely obvious, as that Rosa does come out just in front of his teammate Polly Blah, but I think, like what we were saying at the beginning of the race, is people are going to struggle. There's going to be lots of spins, because this track is usually like renowned for having a lot of grip, and I think these cars have just come with zero grip.
What I think is going to be a very important thing for Rosa is going to be getting up to P7 by the time the pits are happening again. So I'm really hoping that he's going to be able to get past Fenton on Extinct, and that battling won't kind of leave him left up behind. Because I mean, for him to go on the hards this early, I feel it's certainly a big move for him if he can pull it off.
As Polly is in the pits as well there in the background, as the field is quite sort of spread out at the moment due to the incidents that we had.
I think some of those front runners should have jumped into the pit especially because this is going to be another 3 or 4 laps
Hmm.
before everyone catches up. And even
I think
sticking
Gibbo
on,
and Mons maybe should have hopped into the pits.
even sticking on a set of mediums, and it's basically a free pit stop onto the safety car. And you kind of do want to be on the fastest tyre possible.
I just seen Mikey come out of the pits, and it looks like he just got out in front of the safety car.
Yeah, it looked that way, so
Yes,
we're going to have to wait for him to get all the way back around, so I do feel it'll be another 2 laps at least.
I would expect to see V2 go another 7 laps and then Footy follow him on those medium tyres, though. What do you reckon, lads?
I think 20 laps on the hard is the ideal strat. Pushing it to 30, which Rosa will be doing now, is basically on the upper limit. But because we're onto the safety car for another 2 laps, that's only going to be, 24 laps of hard racing?
So it's on the border, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. No. As I was saying, Yuki, that's what I was meaning. The track is very slippy. It could affect the leaders with how the yellow flags work out around it, because it's such a short track. If the field spreads as much as it does again, it could start to affect the front runners. All these spin-ins and yellow flags, safety cars, virtual safety cars that we get to see today. Maybe.
It's very easy to spin at this track, considering how fast you have to drive to keep up with people.
It never used to be, though, did it?
No, I think it's these new generation of cars now. They're just
The 5-second
fast.
penalty with a collision with Polybalar. Okay.
I don't think it was too severe. It looks like the cars aren't damaged, but he definitely will learn from that mistake.
The game used to, it doesn't anymore as much, it used to just give both of you the penalty, but it doesn't seem to do that anymore. It seems to actually try and find the person at fault.
Yeah. Which, if you drive into the back of a car, onto the safety car, it's kind of your fault.
I'll say nothing because I actually did the corner in the F2 race in the Hungaroring.
So you've fallen victim of that, have you? Oh no, you were the accused.
Yeah, I was the tapper.
Oh,
Yeah.
the tapper. Is that what we're calling it? The tapper.
Yeah, the tapper.
Oh dear. So yeah, we were hoping that I think Rosa should pass Fenton with pretty. So I don't want to hurt your feelings with Fenton, but I'm pretty sure
2 versus 8 lap old hards. I mean, it shouldn't be much of a tall order, really. I think Extinct and Simi are going to be a big problem for him, though, because Simi is not going to let Extinct by.
I don't think Extinct will, and then obviously he's going to come up with a big challenge of getting back with Mons, Gibbo, Footy, V2, and Bashi. But again, as long as he can stick with that group, it's pretty much he's just made himself a free pit stop, really, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, if he can get on the back of Simi, I think Simi's going to be his golden ticket to giving him the P1 after the pit stops.
And I'm not going to try. In fact, I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to curse it. So we'll just keep it at that on where people are on the current leaderboard on how much we would like to see somebody hit a podium, but I'm not going to curse it. Okay.
I have an inkling.
Every week we mention this person, and every week we say something, and something happens. And Ninja, you've fallen victim to this, so we're not going to mention it, okay? There's some pact between the 3 of us. But Bashi,
Mikey gets a podium.
Yeah. Yes. As we have resumed racing and all of that as well. I don't know if any of you noticed that.
Oh, yeah. Didn't even notice it go in.
No,
It's been fairly handy enough. I think there was an overtake between V2 and Gibbo, but it looks like Rosa's trying to go for Lance here, but they did make contact.
just
Front left to rear right.
I'm sticking on board with this one because this looks like this is an interesting fight between Fenton, Rosa, and Adam with Chuka Golf Maniac in that, and you got yourself a 4-way battle there.
And you got a bit of Mitch maybe looking for the slipstream on golf, bring himself into the battle a bit.
I feel like this is a song coming on here.
I feel like actually Adam could catch Rosa.
Oh, up the inside looks very close there with Rosa and Fenton. Fenton not giving Rosa much room, but then again, why would you?
Yeah, fact about it.
But into the break, so it looks like there was another overtake there between Mitch and Golf as well, and Footy and Gibbo trading places at the front with Mons. It's all going on at the front and at the back. And a bit in the middle.
It's looking like Adam nearly made contact with Lance there as he goes around the outside into this beautiful corner. It's very, very difficult to get this one right, especially getting on the power early. And Hip has gotten a multiple warning.
Oh, nearly an up the side move there from Footy on Mons, who then thinks otherwise. However, he's got to be careful because Gibbo's with him. And he's dragging Simi into this as well.
And that is not good for Rosa, because if Simi gets dragged away, he is on the medium. Gibbo is on the hard, so if Simi could get around Gibbo, then it could make things difficult for Rosa.
This Mons is looking for a back-to-front finish here.
I have a little bit insider information on Mitch.
Go on then.
Mitch is usually my setup.
Right, okay.
Which suits my driving style.
And he doesn't like it, does he?
Very different driving style to me.
As DRS is enabled?
On lap 12.
So he's struggling a little bit.
There is, and that's a good point there, Yuki. Anybody can get a podium in this track, including Mikey, because it's such a short track that literally anything could happen.
Extinct makes a pass on Gibbo there.
I've just seen that. Yeah, Extinct is on the charge at the moment, isn't it, to make a good impression there.
Well, if he can reach Footy, I'm sure Footy is going to stay stuck with Mons because they have to until the pits, surely, with these tyres.
As we've got a yellow flag in... Looks like Danny.
It's Danny off.
It's down in turn 3. Seems to have a spin just to the pit lane exit. Guys, don't forget to get in your driver of the day votes. Now the game will give its driver of the day, but we're supposed to ignore that.
I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, he's off. Okay.
Footy, Mons, and V2. Very similar gap between the three of the lads here. But it's looking like Bashi is really... He's got insane pace on those hard tyres.
It's pulled a gap. I'm just going to put the... see if I can get the gap details onto the leader. Rosa's got a 6 second gap to the leader as Rosa's just dropping it slightly, but doesn't want to get that gap too much. Yeah, you said Adam just went around Simi.
Adam's getting onto the back of him. Getting onto the back of Rosa. I think Simi could stick with Adam. Well, actually, no, Adam's got the better tyres. I think Adam's gone. I think Rosa might get a toe off Adam all the way up until Gibbo, but that's Polly Ballar out of the session.
He was running down the back of the grid. I think he's retired in the pits. But the game's going to bring the car back out onto the track, because that's what the game does. Driver of the day, anybody. It's a good driver of the day, that. It could be anybody yet. We've still got a lot of racing yet to go. Still got 23 laps left to go. There's yellow flags in sector 1 and 2.
Mantis, Mitch, Lance, and Simi seem to be... It's a nice two trains we see here. The medium runners mixed in with a Lance on the hards, and then the kind of hard runners just above.
I think we've got an up the inside move there from Fenton. I can't get on board with it because he does on
he's
Simi.
Gone up the inside. He's got Simi on the grass. Oh, but he's kept it, and that has allowed Mitch to go through. And that is going to allow Mitch to overtake Fenton on this straight, and maybe Simi could get the DRS onto Mitch. No. Mitch burned a fair amount of ERS there, but they won't get the move done.
So, for those of you who are just like first to us, and obviously Yuki's just asked this brilliant question, is we do ask everybody to retire in the pits. It is the safest place to retire as Wills Olsen picks up a 3-second penalty. But the game has this crazy idea of thinking that you didn't retire and then bringing the car back out onto the track to then retire it on the track, which is pretty pointless. Because if you retire your car on the side of the track, the game will then continue for you and then take you off at the nearest exit again. Even though you parked it next to an exit, it's just one of the crazy things that coders have done to this game.
Someone to look out for here is Mantis on the back of Simi on the nearly twice as fresh tyre, as Mantis goes up around Simi there onto the straight, really going for Mitch, because Mantis is on the better tyre, and Lance ahead of Mitch. It looks like Mantis might even get into P8 here, P9.
I'd be looking for another podium there, would Mantis, after his last one. He needs to get trucking a bit. And Ninja's back.
I am back. Yes.
Good.
Just keeping an eye on things.
Footy with the 3-second penalty, that is absolutely devastating.
And Hip has picked up a 3-second penalty as well in the back of all that.
I think we will be seeing the front medium runners coming into the pit very soon.
So that was Basher V2, Mons, Footy, Extinct and Gibbo.
Yes, indeed.
Your front runners that haven't pit.
B2 and Footy on mediums. The rest are all on hards.
Staying out for the 15th by the looks of things. Yep.
As Cornish Mantis is getting very, very close to the back of Mitch Manford, who is, like you said, struggling with the your setup.
Yeah, I was struggling with the rear. I told him to lower the front wing.
Yep.
So that it should
balance out the car.
more
Around the outside in the centre races. Is he going to get the cut back into the first he is?
Whoa.
That's very close, very respectful, and I think a better exit there goes to Cornish Mantis. However, Mitch is not like
See,
going.
Mitch.
I see that you're.
That has been contact. Mantis looks like he might have not left the room. I don't know.
I
It's
think
going to be a hard one to judge.
I think that's.
That's one for the stewards.
Absolutely.
I think that's. Mitch maybe should have backed out of that one, but at the same time there was a gap.
But we've said this a few times this season. We've stopped commenting on these incidents that we think are dead set one person in the wrong, because it turns out when you see them, they're not, are they?
You never really know. Yeah, you never really know. I mean, there's a million things that can happen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And V2 is coming into the
There's a
pits
car
now. It's going to be the
sideways.
15th.
Rosa is going backwards on
No
the
way.
main straight. He is. He's going to go
He's
reverse
reversed
into the pits.
Nearly? Oh, he's definitely gotten damaged there.
So did he lose coming out of the final corner?
It appears so. I don't know, will he retire or will he go into the pits, but it's a dangerous position to be in.
That's very close to
entering
getting
the pits.
disqualified there. But yeah, that's all the ground. He'll be looking for a safety car now.
I think he was looking for one anyway. I think AJ was saying. And
I
he has
think he's
retired.
retired.
Pit lane.
He has retired. This just means Mikey is one place closer to the podium.
It is, and 15th to the first is Durable's 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane there for Hit.
Yeah.
It's not what he needs. Again, I think it's just readjusted himself back to F1, isn't it?
Will is after taking a bit of a shunt there, I think.
And
Will golf.
Bash is getting dangerously close to Danny. Is Golston's on, isn't it, for...
It is.
Yes,
I
it
thought
is,
maybe
yeah.
there was a safety car out there, but
Well, he's
no,
gone
it's
into
just
the pits now.
double yellow sectors.
Fixes
because the
1 and
Ross's
2.
car
Yeah,
back
that. I was just explaining to Yuki that we do encourage them to overtake it, to retire in the pit lane, as we've got a couple of people in the pits at the moment with Footy and Simi. But the game has this crazy idea of chucking the car back out on track.
Which I don't mind. It's better than the car being stuck at the end of the pit lane. And then us having to red flag the race with 2 laps to go.
Oh,
That was
disaster.
pretty crazy. As Rob has retired as well. It's on track.
no.
That's turn 1 instant. That I don't know if I can get a car. He has.
Oh, that's a safety car?
It is another safety car.
and Simi
Oh.
just exits the pit lane there on the hards, coming out into P11. under
If
the
we
safety
could get
car.
some inside news on Rosa, what I suspect is he had rear end damage and floor damage.
Yeah, floor damage would be the main one, I reckon. Especially, I mean, even after reversing into that wall as well, I'd say it's fairly easy to pick up the floor damage.
We are seeing that there may have been an issue with Polybalar and Golf.
A drive-through penalty for Simi for speeding under the safety car. He's been victim of that again. He got caught out with that in Mexico. Oh, Simi. However, this safety car has helped Bashi, Extinct, Gibbo, Mons.
And Lance coming into the pits after doing 17 laps on the hards, so this is going to be... I hope these higher grip tyres are really going to give him the...
I'm
bit of confidence.
gonna give you some inside knowledge here. Okay, this has absolutely ruined V2's race.
He is in P5 on hards, the whole front of the pack is on mediums.
Yep. That safety car
P10 finish.
has absolutely ruined V2. And
However,
Simi picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, it's Footy. Footy has really gotten a bad dose there as well, as he exits the pits in P9. But he did have a 3-second penalty as well.
If V2 can hold on to these guys in front of them,
the
think
top three are extremely quick, and we've seen Gibble pull out, especially. Well, actually, I think P5 is probably the best place out of the top 5 that you could be on hards. If you think about it that way.
He'll have to hold on for 2 laps to get DRS, and if he can stay within the DRS range, the mediums will go before the hard tires.
So the reason why Rob didn't retire in the pit lane is because I think he had a crash on track into turns 2 and 3. 1 and 2? No, 1 and 2. So he must have lost a wheel, I'm guessing.
Yeah. He has said that he was pushing too hard and just lost it, so...
Yeah, the inside apex there, the way the curb comes up can unsettle the car fairly dangerously sometimes if you take a tight line.
This game isn't as bad as last year's game in terms of curbs, but there is still some curbs that you just no-go to them.
I'm not answering that next question in chat, by the way. Yuki, I'm sorry. There's a reason why we don't answer that question.
I'm going to change
your
my
predictions.
Prediction of Podium for Mikey, and I'm going to say Mikey's going to win this race.
Mikey's going to win the race.
Mikey's going to win the race.
Okay. I'd like to see him in the points, is what I'm going to say. He's in the pits at the moment, currently. Just exited the pits.
Yeah.
With a full grid, points is top
8.
8, yes. Because I know and so Danny's hit the pit wall as he exited the pit lane there. I don't know if anyone saw that.
No. Did he get any damage?
No. Actually, the end of his front wing. Yeah.
Yes, he has. He's got his front right end plate issue.
That sounds like he was in AI maybe, and then took over.
It put him into the wall. Yeah, that's complete. That would infuriate me.
Well, that's another trip back in, which could delay the safety car for another lap.
I think it will. I don't think it's gonna run away at this stage.
Yeah, this is getting worse and worse for V2.
Yeah,
because every lap behind the safety car means a lap less for the medium runners to push.
So it's going to be 15 or 16 push laps for the mediums as it stands, and that is very doable.
Mikey's got an issue on track as well. He's jumped down 2 places. I don't know what's going on at the back of the grid there.
No.
There was a couple of overtakes there.
Few issues.
I'm not quite sure why. Mikey'd lost a place to Golf.
That can happen from desync. I've seen it happen to Lance in the under safety car. He gets disconnected for a little moment, and then what would happen is you get overtaken.
Well, there we go. What I would like to say from this is yeah, the desync is a bit of an issue, but we did have a standing rule at the beginning: is no matter if you see that warning, you ignore that warning, right?
Yeah. That was given out in the driver briefing.
And because of the nature of the track being so short, you're probably going to see that.
Yeah. Danny has caught up. Did Danny pit again?
Not sure. So I'm guessing we're going to resume racing.
He did not pit again.
He didn't. Right. Well,
there we go.
I suspect we're going to get the safety car.
Safety car is in this lap as we come up the final climb to the main straight. Where does Bashi decide to go? And I'd be holding on to them until he hits turn 14. Around about after this corner. There he goes. On his way. Nice. I think he's caught Mons napping there slightly. There's about a half a second gap And everybody seems to have a half-second gap. So it looks like everybody was caught themselves napping. From the leaders, Extinct gets very, very close to the back of Mons there. So one to watch out for is, of course, V2. We need some hot laps from V2, who's being hunted down by Adam already.
He was being very cautious on throttle, I noticed. I don't think the safety car benefited his confidence on the harder tyre.
No, them hard tyres will be freezing. As everybody needs time to get settled into a rhythm, we've got a big gap between Hip, Danny, Mikey,
and that is Adam
Will.
after going past V2 after V2 got wide coming out of the corner there.
As I think he's just managed to survive that one, but it has brought Cornish Mantis into play. He's very close behind this group as well. And don't count out Footy either. He's another one that's... oh, there's yellow flags. That is Will's Awesome at the back. Yeah. Turn 9.
Will having a little issues. Will did get the Red Bull. He was saying last night if he could have the Red Bull. His father actually works for Red Bull.
Oh, very nice.
Oh. So, I think he was looking to get that car.
The 109.1 on the medium tyre, it's a beautiful time, especially considering I could only do a 109.5 on the softs myself. Vashi in P1 with Mons barreling down behind him.
As in the background, it looks like Adam is going to try and make a move on V2, but I don't think V2 is going to allow it, as he does push him wide, respectfully wide. That's a Lewis and Max wide, that. But again, why not? Oh, and they've put in the tap. I think there was a slight tap there.
Yeah.
And off in the background is... Oh, Adam's off as well, so they're both off.
It was Adam tapping V2's rear right from what it looked like. Whether that is fact or fiction, we will not know until after the race.
And here's me looking for an early night.
Sorry.
What happened, Simi? Simi's well done.
Simi had a 5-second penalty of speeding in the pit lane and a drive-through for speeding under the safety car.
Yeah, but something must have happened.
DRS enabled V2 in P11. It's been a disaster. We didn't even notice how far down the grid he dropped. I presume he crashed. I didn't notice if he did crash or anything. Yeah, that's plus 12 seconds on that lap. It must have been the spin that I forgot happened.
Yeah. Which half a lap ago. So V2 got hit by Golden Flame and both got spun at turn... Is that turn 7, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, turn 7. So, a little bit unfortunate for V2. He's a very quick driver. And he can be consistent when he wants to be, but sometimes you can't really fight consistency when someone else is hitting you.
Mons is going time for time with Bashi here, but Bashi has half the battery that Mons does, so I'd like to see Mons pushing and using that battery a bit more, because, I mean, obviously there's no way for him to know that Bashi doesn't have the battery. But if he can crack that 1 second gap between him and Bashi, he's going to be in a very nice spot to go from 20th to 1st.
I feel like this track is another Austria, where you stick within, as Mikey picks up a 3-second penalty for corner cut, and you stick within the 1 second-ish, just outside of where it's not damaging your tyres, not affecting the downforce, and then last couple of laps make a charge with all of that battery. As long as you can keep in and keep the battery, I think you're on for us. Yellow flags. We've got another safety car. We have another safety car. What is that?
Mikey?
Because Mikey, but
It was Mikey, yes.
it's just in the pits. I don't know if he lost all of his front wing. He
No,
has.
I think Mikey had an issue coming into the final corner. Because I seen Simi went past him quite quickly, and then Will. So, is Mikey going to retire, or is he going to stay?
I think he's going to continue. He's usually a person that doesn't give up.
The safety car nearly hit Will and Simi there, coming out of the pit lane. Or been a disaster for the Red Bulls.
Or did Simi and Will almost hit the safety car?
Oh, who knows?
V2 has overtaken Golf. Oh, Golf is in the grass.
Is someone off? Yes, Golf
Was off. The 7-lap old hards. I'm not sure too why.
So
if everyone should just jump into the pit now, stick on a fresh set of mediums, or even a soft tire.
11 laps off push. 10 laps off push.
Because we're going to get
push.
at least another 2 laps, so that'll be 9 laps on softs, which is more than doable around here.
I'd like to see Fenton come in.
Is Mitch in? Mitch is in. What is Mitch going to put on? Mitch has gone for the mediums. It's going to be very slow. Yeah, there's a big, massive gap here. I think more of these drivers should have pit it.
Actually, I think... Yeah, no, Lance is correct in staying out. Being the last of the mediums in this. If he can stay glued to Footy. Because Footy has that penalty, so...
Yeah, and the hard runners... You don't want to be on the hard tyre coming into the end of the race now.
Well, as Gibbo nearly runs into the back of it, stink there, and I think it might have been a bit of a warning there to keep the distance a bit. I think there's a fair few drivers that are riding up to the back of people with just no need sometimes, is there?
Yeah. Well, the golf's gone onto the soft, so we'll see what kind of pace he's going to have now.
And Will has left the session.
Will is out. Mantis having issues? Why is he dropping down?
I think
it could have been Mitch desyncing,
yeah,
which caused that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Would have been an interesting finish, anyway.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any of the guys jump into the pits and put on a set of softs.
Yeah, Golf's the only driver that has.
I think they're all thinking. They're all thinking, if the person ahead of me does this, I'll do that as well. I think that's what the top 6, 7 are thinking, really.
Danny's managed to dive into the pits now, but I feel like it's too late of a call. Did we not caught him doing this last race?
No, well, Mikey's still behind him, so Mikey's still coming around the final corner there.
Who was it at Mexico that kept pitting after the safety, like 2 laps after the safety car had been round?
I think that was Paulie Ballar.
And we're just like, wow, it's going to be neck and neck coming out of the pit lane. I think Mike is just going to get the jump there.
Yeah. So they should catch them before the safety car reaches the 3rd sector.
But they're going to be so far down.
Yeah.
But yeah, bit surprised we haven't seen a few more, especially the front runners, with them all being like 8 or 9 laps of actual racing left.
I think Jack and V2 should have came in and put on different tyres.
Yeah, I think they were really the last of the lads that should have been second guessing that.
Yeah.
But again, crazy things have happened. We could see another safety car.
Oh, that's true.
And the safety car is in this lap, so we'll go on board with Bashi, who takes control of the Grand Prix once again. Is he going to try a different tactic, or do you stick with the same one?
It's not broke.
If in doubt, flat out.
He's actually changing his tactic up slightly. He's holding them a little bit long, but he has gone now. And I think, again, caught them napping. Slowed down to speed back up again. And there's a bit of
brilliantly from
also in the background there between Cornish Mantis, Adam and V2 in the background. I think there has been an overtake there. V2's a card sideways from what I saw, or was it just me flicking too quickly?
I'm not
No,
sure.
I think it's me going
too quickly.
Yep. As we're seeing V2 losing out. He's going to lose out another place here to Cornish Mantis with Mitch close behind the car.
Mitch spinning. Oh,
here's Mitch.
Wheel-to-wheel contact as they came through that corner. Left Mitch in the dust of the pack.
Not what Mitch needs. And it's definitely... that worked out okay for V2 because that means another of his competitors is further back. However, it's no good. We don't need to see that.
Absolutely not. We do see Adam pushing onto Jack here, though, as Jack is fighting to... Oh, as I've said his name, he's spun and he's gone into the grass. It's devastating.
Jack will be absolutely destroyed with that.
I think the drivers are going to ban us from mentioning names in the future.
Yeah, we'll have to stick to numbers.
I'm not mentioning names anymore. The Haas driver up in front is doing an absolute stellar job of keeping the Mercedes driver behind him. Is that better? Is that how we're going to do it from now on? Yeah.
Yes.
They're weaving
It
down the
does appear-
streets. A bit of weaving down the streets there from the Haas driver. No, it's Bashi.
It's
Sorry,
looking
I
like
can't do
Mr. Haas is half a tenth quicker a lap than Mr. Mons.
it. Yeah. Is it acceptable if you had Mr. next to the beginning of their name? That work?
That doesn't count that way, you know?
I don't know. We'll find out. But I think it is. I think I called it right. It's a classic Austria moment of sit behind and wait. Oh, a bit of a snap there from Monzi. Starts climbing up the hill. A tricky turn 10.
And that snap has costed him almost 3/10 there.
Was just got a wonderful onboard shot of this Mercedes. As they
It's time for me to do the commentary curse.
go on.
As things stand in the tier 2, as we know with the league split into 2,
Mike is top of it.
it's Golf in first, Hip in second, Mike in third.
Get in there. That's what we like to see.
That's
Gonna
the
be,
podium at the
what,
minute for tier 2.
Tom and then... Oh, that's a V2 warning.
V2 with a 3-second penalty. I think that's a bit of frustration sitting in now.
And I think that frustration has allowed Mantis to get onto the back of him as Adam does overtake Lance on the same tyre. So it's another confidence thing, I'd say.
A big shout out to Hip. P13 at the moment. He has got a penalty looming. But, you know, it's a good return, good effort.
He's
Obviously,
doing well for himself.
your man Fenton is up in P7, so that's points for your man. That's what you need, isn't it?
Yeah, the AlphaTauri's claiming the last 2 point spots. Maybe not V2 with that penalty, though, on the second thought. And Footy will be dropping down 3 seconds.
We do have Rosa, so here is the inside knowledge for Rosa. I apologise, I got big rear wing damage, so I retired in the pits rather than on track. Been great watching though. Rosa, I got the back end of you going backwards. It did look like you picked up a lot of damage, and we did sort of suspect that. So yeah, no, it's fine. It's nice to see you back, and hope to see you back for season 6. Which, by the way, after this, guys, massive news on season 6. So don't forget to stick around after the interviews. Oof. Last 5 laps of the Grand Prix.
As the top 3 have a very similar gap between them, it does look like Footy and Gibbo had a very kind of half-second gap consistent for a long time there between them, but it does look like Footy is getting a bit anxious with, you know, there only being a couple of laps left. Who knows when either Mons or Bashi is going to pull the trigger and just try and escape from the pack.
That's another 3 seconds there for Hip. It's interesting to see what unfolds here between Adam Fenton, V2 and Cornish, and Simi's just a little bit off the back of this. Mons is the champion, Yuki. He has claimed it since Cornish failed to enter the race today. Well, I'm guessing personal reasons. So, yeah, he has taken the championship. So we will, if it stays as he is, hear from him, and we will, in between season 5 and 6, have a awards ceremony which Fenton and myself will be organising. So yeah, you have to stay tuned for that. Whilst we're on our 2-week downtime.
I hope you're getting the glittery coat out.
The glittery coat out? Oh no, I've got full tux. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
Sweet.
It was shirt and tie last season, full tux this one.
Yeah.
I'm going all out.
Yeah.
No, Rosa. No, honestly, it's nice to have you back on the old grid of ours. You're a heck of a character, like we said last week. Such a humble and nice guy. So yeah, definitely return. We need you. And that's not me begging. I'm just trying to be polite.
Mitch making a move there on golf.
He is, and Mikey moving up into P12, and Hip as well. Looks like there's been a bit of an incident there with Golf, who's and in the background there is an Alpine off. That is Golf. It's Golf.
Golf on the soft tires. Didn't
In the last corner.
well. Footy has also spun on the...
Oh no.
Footy has left the session. I think that is pure
6
frustration as well, isn't it? I think I've totally had enough of this game and this race this night. Yuki, you are absolutely more than welcome to join us when you get the game and yourself sorted out with the game. 100%.
I should point out.
Yep.
Steam sale is on.
Steam sale is on.
F1, I think, is £7.50p at the minute.
Do you not want to put on your advertisement voice?
No.
No. Oh.
Good evening. This is Steam for the Steam sale, bringing you F1 22, 22% off.
Thank you very much. That's very good.
May not be 22% off.
Well, it's bitten, isn't it? 22% off, you know. It's probably a lot more off than that, but with it being
it's a
F1
good
20.
80% off.
And V2 has spun! It's a disaster.
Oh, he kept it
He
out.
gained 2/10 on Lance on his teammate that lap, and he binned it on the apex.
Has he lost much? I don't think he's lost too much. He only lost one place there to Mantis. I think it's those hard tires. 17 laps
As
on the
Gibbo
hards.
gets a 3-second penalty, this is gonna get. Adam is foaming at the mouth with the thought of a P4.
He only needs to make up a second towards the end here. He's 2 laps to do so, which is more than possible.
It is definitely around here.
Yeah, is Footy still in the race?
Footy, no, he left the session. He either left
then
on his
it
own.
pitted.
Yeah, he left on his own accord, or
Okay.
I think the game had enough of the tyres that he was on.
If Footy gets fastest lap now, I don't know what to do.
No, I don't think he will because it's the AI taking over. And if you've got the AI set quite low,
Yeah, it should be.
Yuki's commenting on your advertisement voices. HL, he says it's one of the best he's ever heard in his
Much
life.
appreciated, Yuki.
In his life, so.
Well, if you ever create an F1 game and you need a promotion, you know where to go.
Yeah.
Bashi really did pull the trigger on Mons, though, as he has pulled out a 4.3 second gap with Extinct within a half a second of Mons. Mons is feeling Extinct down the back of his neck here. Has to be.
I'm so glad you carried on talking there because there was so much I was going to say then. And we have a yellow flag in sector 2. There's an Aston Martin around the back. Is that Mitch? I think it is Mitch because I'm on board with Extinct.
Yeah, Mitch, I think, is having issues.
Footy had a blackout, no internet, no lights. Do you know, I had a quick flick of the electricity go off on Monday, so it's happening.
Oh, it's unlucky. Unlucky, Footy.
It's happening with the high winds and that in the UK at the moment.
Well, over with you guys. Over here, it's nice and warm.
Oh, how lucky are you?
Yeah.
As Simmy picks up a 3-second penalty, and the car behind whoever that was, is it Gibbo, then didn't half get sideways.
Hip in P12. Beautiful racing from Hip today.
We'll just check the details out of the penalties.
And Lance has picked up the 3-second penalty. I'll be surprised if his monitor's intact after this one, lads.
I'm not going to ruin your hopes here for Mr. Hip or anything, but we've got a 3-second penalty for Gibbo, Fenton, V2, Mitch, Mikey, Footy, Golf, and Will. And then we've got a 6-second penalty for Danny, 8-second penalty for Simmy, and Hip has collected 26 seconds worth of penalties. So he is definitely struggling with the game. But it does take a lot to get back to used to, doesn't it?
It does. And that's the race over. Bashi has won.
Oh my goodness. In the pit lane. He finished in the pit lane.
What?
He finished in the pit lane.
Oh, did he go into the pits for the last... Yeah, he did, actually. What a legend.
Kid you not, the finish in the pit lane.
Man's picking up second, Extinct third.
Yeah, with Gibbo, Adam, Cornish, Fenton, V2 picking up all the points positions. Just outside of was Simmy Mitch. I don't think yet to finish the race is Mikey, who's just crosses the line with Danny close to follow behind him, who's just coming up the hill there with Footy, I know it's not footy, but it's footy. It's across the line as well. Who's jumped, Danny. Goal finishing in P14. Hip, stellar performance there.
And what a performance from Bashi, I must say. Textbook, absolutely.
It is. Games driver of the Mons from back to front, guys. Don't forget.
He'd have to be mine as well.
Who do you think?
He'd have to be mine.
Yuki, who's your driver of the day? I'm waiting for his questions. Usually he comes up with some absolutely fantastic questions for the interviews. So I'm waiting for them. 26 seconds worth of penalties. I'd have retired at that point. Now, Mr. Hip is very persistent. He continues no matter what. And he did.
The mind of steel.
And Yuki's just saying anybody, so he's not giving a driver of the day. So we'll go with the game's driver of the day of Mons. I think he can round up the season.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal season for Mons, definitely. And, even without Dodo nipping at him, or with him, even without him nipping at Dodo, it's, over the course of the entire race, of every race this season, it's been completely action-packed. There's been battles all over the grid. It's been beautiful to see.
I'll just run you through the finishing order. Obviously, after all the penalties after the cross of the line, with Bash taking P1, Mons taking P2, and Extinct taking the last podium position, with Gibbo, Adam, Cornish, Fenton, V2, Simi, and Mitch picking up the top 10 positions, with Mikey getting in the near the top 10 with Footy, Danny, Golf, Jack, Hip, Will, and then DNFs of Rob, Rosa, and Polybilar. Woof. Right. Commentary box to the podiums. Let me just find my mouse, wherever that's disappeared to. I'll jump down to the podium box, 1 second. I'll bring you in, HL.
Thank you.
And I won't leave Ninja on his own because that's just nasty, so I'll bring him in as well.
Oh, I'm just listening in.
Listening in. Always keeping it quiet. We'll wait for the lads to join us. Fenton,
GG. A completely different list of who won.
We just got great commentary as always, Gibbo. Thank you very much. What a final race that was. We'll just wait for the top three. I'm just looking in the F1 chat. So, a big shout out there for Will, who's getting a lot of mentions in there. Everybody thinking that he was the real.
I believe Will
winner
got disconnected.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was
Second
basically
last
desync.
Oh, did he win? Did he? Oh, he won.
So he won on his screen.
We're so sorry.
P3.
Will,
Brilliant.
we are so sorry. I did see that he disconnected pretty early, didn't he?
No, it was second, third, last lap, something like that. Poor fella.
Oh dear. Apologies there, Will. I'll just wait for the top three. Isaac's giving you a big shout out there, HL.
Oh, thank you very much, Isaac. I hope I didn't cut across AJ and Ninja too much today.
Absolutely not. We'll give you a debrief later on. As we've got Mons with us, we'll just wait for Bashi. We'll speak to him first. Obviously, Extinct has joined us as well. It's all gone very silent today.
The tension in the air as we wait for Bashi to join.
It's just like watching real life F1, when they all go around and it all goes quiet for a couple of seconds.
Just another second, maybe two.
If not, we'll start with Mons. In fact, yeah, we'll start with Mons now because obviously he is the main man of the season.
Man of the hour?
Man of the hour, man of the season, man of the race, as the game did pick him up for driver of the day as well. So, congratulations on the championship. Congratulations on P2. That was tough, I'm guessing, keeping up with Bashi, but overall, back to front, very good.
Yeah, I knew from the start I wouldn't keep up with Bashi because I have raced with him in other leagues and he's just quicker than me. So in the end, it was just try to keep it from getting a penalty. But yeah, it was quite an enjoyable race from the back to the podium. I want to do something special for the last race.
Well, of course, because obviously with Cornish not making the race, that did mean that you are now crowned champion of the F1 2022 Season 5. So congratulations on that. How does that one feel?
Yeah, it feels good. Of course, it's a championship and it has been a tough season. With fighting against Cornish in almost every race. It's been hard but fair racing. So yeah, it's been a good season.
Fantastic. Hey, Charlie, have you got anything to add to Mons?
Would just like to add Yuki's question. What are your thoughts, Mons, on this season, and did the season reach your expectations?
The season has been very good. My expectation weren't to be champion because I knew Cornish was very quick on this game. So yeah, I didn't expect to be champion. It's been a good season.
And I must say, you certainly deserved it after all the effort you put in and all the laps. It's been great watching you race.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Extinct, yet another podium. We're making a habit of seeing you in here. That must have been pretty decent, I'd say, from yourself. It felt and looked really good. So you happy with that one?
I mean, yeah, like another podium is good because I started last anyways.
So overall, pretty happy with the P3. Would you've liked to have seen yourself fighting for P2, or was it just slightly out of your reach?
And now, like, my tires were dying at the end, and Mans was just too quick for me to keep up with him. But I was using a lot of ERS to keep in DRS, so that's the only thing that helped. And like, I was a lot of pressure from Kibo behind, with him being in my DRS every lap. So
I must say, noticing you in the pack, Extinct, you were fighting the entire race. From lap 1 until lap 36, you were completely foot to the floor, ready to go. But it'll be lovely seeing you in the podium box again next season and seeing you on the podium again.
yeah, like, I mean, I would like to fight. I mean, I was fighting every lap, so starting last, like, you have to overtake the slow cars, and sometimes it's difficult to overtake them because you don't know where they'll brake and what's the racing line. So it was difficult overtaking them because you can't predict their moves.
Absolutely. And just one last question, Yuki's question. Your thoughts on the season, and did it reach your expectations?
I mean, I didn't expect to race this season anyways, so I'm pretty happy with a few podiums and racing few races.
But it's
Well, that's
fantastic to have you with us, and we do hope to see you back for season 6. Obviously, stick around for the announcement. I'm pretty sure it'll be chucked in Discord as well. So congratulations, thank you very much, Extinct, for a fantastic end to a season. We do have Basha here, who's just joined us. What an absolute fantastic win there. A bit of lady luck though with Rosa getting some damage on the rear end, but I'm guessing it would have been close between you two in the end. So how did that one feel for you?
It was alright. I didn't know my braking points because I hadn't played the game, so I was trying to learn where to brake. But yeah, it was alright at the end. The medium
that could have
assembly was a lot
benefited you.
better. Sorry?
I think that definitely could have benefited you.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if you were making up your time in braking or if it was just getting on the power early or if it was set up, but you were certainly going toe to toe with Mons and even pulling like a half a tenth, which was just enough to keep him annoyed, I think, behind you trying to get into that DRS zone.
I was hoping he'd be annoyed. Me and Gold were laughing about it in the party. That's why I pitted at the end. I was like, if I pit and win, that will be the perfect satisfaction for me. Just to piss off man's.
I don't think it would annoy anybody, but it is. I did notice it just as across the line because it just sort of ended.
Yeah.
The race it just came around very quickly and ended. So to see you in the pit lane was a bit of a laugh. It was a great end to the season.
I'm glad.
So yes, thank you very much and congratulations on what has been. You've had a couple of wins here with us, haven't you? So.
I think this has been my first race or second race in Simcade.
So.
Second race, I think the first one was the street circuit in Azerbaijan. I think you did all right.
Did I do Baku? I don't think I did Baku.
Did you? I don't know.
I
No, I'm
have
probably
no
wrong. Silverstone? Sure.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure he did Hungary.
Hungary.
Oh, I did
He did
Hungary.
Hungary.
Yeah. I started last.
And you won that race as well, so you're 2 for 2.
I don't think I won that. I can't remember honestly.
He didn't
yeah.
win.
Beautiful league. We love Simcade.
Fantastic.
Well, we
Thank
will
you
hope
for
to see the three of you next season for even more racing.
Lovely stuff.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Basher. Thank you very much to your top 3, and we'll hope to see you next season.
In a bit.
Congratulations, lads.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We won't leave HL down there. We'll bring him up. What have we got in chat? So we've got UK saying we did pretty good. HL did pretty good. I think he did all right. Yeah, I think. Right, so we'll have a quick chat
Thank you
about
very
that
much, lads.
at the end. You get a lot of love here, HL.
Well, I suppose all I can do now is bow, cut the ribbon, and let you guys make the announcements.
Just before you go, thank you for doing commentary, HL. It was
no bother
actually
at all.
quite nice to just sit back, a bit more relaxed, just listen to you guys talk away there.
Yeah, I can imagine for all the admins that do a lot in this server, and I mean a lot, more than you could even think. A 10-minute job ends up being a 1-hour job. But from the server to you lads, we definitely appreciate all the work you put in.
Oh, well, we do it for you guys, so.
That is correct, we do. Just for you guys. Right then, thank you very much, HL. It's been a pleasure having you with us, and obviously, by the sounds of it, the love that you're getting, more to come next season.
Well, I hope to be on the grid next season, racing consistently next season, but we'll keep the plans going, and I'll allow you guys to make the announcements. Good luck.
Thank you very much. See you soon. Ninja, the end of season 5. It has come round very quick, hasn't it?
It has.
So, a few announcements. Shall we start with... Well, I'll tell you what, I'll chuck the calendars up.
Yeah.
But however, what I do just want to quickly say is big congratulations to our 3 champions. Well, actually, there's more champions than there is 3 because we've got 2 disciplines in GT. Did we work out as 5 champions?
I'll have a look now. But there's a lot of champions.
Yes, there is. So obviously, I think V2 wrapped up the ACC on Tuesdays. He's taken.
Wait,
I've had. Did he get that from Fenton?
I think Lance won the overall ACC.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Lance, and so we'll be seeing him in the. I'll get there eventually in the award ceremony at the end of the season.
Yeah. And V2 won the UK Championship.
Which obviously is not classed as an actual championship. That was just a bit of fun, but obviously congratulations.
A bit of fun, yeah. But we'll give it to him anyway, and congratulations on that.
V2 did pick up one of the GTs, both GT7 championships. So congratulations on an absolute fantastic performance from V2 in GT7. And obviously our F1 champion is, of course, top tier champion is Mons, with our second tier champion being Golf
Maniac. Picking up tier 2.
There you go, tier 2. So fantastic, and congratulations to everybody there. Obviously, we have had a few shuffle rounds with admins. I'd just like to say a big shout out to Jack. Thank you very much for commentating through the GC7, and he's obviously stepping down for season 6. It's because it's taken a lot, and it does take a lot, but we do thank him very much for his hard work, consistency, and his commentary has been fantastic. So thank you very much, Jack. It is going to be sad to see you drop down.
We both know ourselves as a commentary isn't the easiest thing to do at times, and it's even harder when you're doing it solo.
Yes. It is.
So big shout out to Jack for working hard on the GT stuff, and hopefully he's built a good, strong foundation that we can take it even further from next season onwards.
Yes, he's not leaving us. He's staying, but he's going to concentrate more on the racing than he is the commentary. So yeah, obviously moving forward, we have had a couple of shuffle rounds, but that's just by the by in the background. Right then.
Oh well, on that, like Hip is being brought in as the new GT lead.
He has. We won't be hearing commentary from Hip. We might hear him in the commentary box a few times, but he's just going to concentrate on getting the lobbies set up, the game set up, doing the tyres, and sorting all that out. So in the background, he is going to be the main man for GT, and obviously pushing forward the main man for the GT esports as well.
Yes.
Okay, right. Ready?
What's first? Calendar?
Calendar. I'll chuck the calendar up because I've got it here. Are you ready?
Calendar.
Here we go. So this is Season 6's lowdown.
Smith's commentary will be confirmed soon.
What's this with commentary? So commentary for next season, ACC is going to stay POV unless we can get the numbers.
Yeah.
GT7 is going to be myself, hopefully joined by Simi.
Hopefully.
If
we can convince Simi, which we will do, because I'll turn up at his door with a hammer.
And if not, I'll duct tape him to his computer chair.
Yeah.
That's for you, Yuki, there, duct tape. And commentary will resume with me on F1, so I'll be picking up both commentary for that. And as you can see on the screen, there is our calendars for next season, kicking off with...
It's a bit blurry. Did you open it up on the web browser before saving it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. It doesn't look blurry to me.
It's not blurry to me.
Yeah. It's fine. Never mind. You can still read it.
Not blurry my end, Simi just said.
Yeah.
Check your resolution.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you're on 1440p.
Me?
No, whoever's in chat.
Oh. No, he's saying it's not blurry for you.
No, Smith is.
Oh. Yeah. Anyway, so we kick off with F2 on the 3rd. That is our first race. However, that's not official, as in that's not an actual fully fledged championship. That is just a bit on the side, isn't it?
No, it is a full.
Oh, we're making it full championship.
Yeah, full championship on a Monday for F2. We've been trying for ages to get F2 going. So Monday nights. Now there will be something else happening on Monday nights as well.
There will be.
So while it's an official championship, it's not official. As in, there'll be no commentary or anything out there. It'll just be a POV stream like the ACC thing.
So we're not making this commitment bound to everybody, because I know it does stress a lot of people out when we've got like 3 disciplines and 3 races and 3 days that we're racing. It is a lot, so we're just adding a 4th. So there is no full commitment to that. But
the F2 is going to be quite casual.
Yeah, correct.
And there'll be a reason for that, which we'll announce after this.
Yep. So obviously then fully fledged racing does kick off with ACC at Zolder on April the 4th. So write these ones in your calendar, guys. We'll put this in the Discord and it'll be slapped all over the website, with GT7 returning for Laguna Seca. Fantastic return. I cannot wait for that. And then a bit of an old-fashioned start to the F1 season. We're going back to Australia for F1. And as you can see, at round 11, okay, we have a very special week. This is Mr. Fenton's idea. We have a very special week. It is Monza week. So every race in every discipline will be running Monza, and there will be a Monza champion that will come out of that as well.
Yes.
So do stay tuned for that week. That is going to be a spot-on week.
How are we doing Monza week? So it's you show up for all the races, and your top 2 finishes will count towards your championship points for Monza week.
Correct.
And then we'll have like a Monza champion that is separate to the rest of the league.
Pizza or pasta not included. Correct them.
Exactly.
Exactly.
What was the other thing I was going to say? Yes, ACC on
Mhm.
Tuesdays. If you look at the top right, you can see SimGrid. We are now hosts on SimGrid, and the ACC Championship is run through SimGrid. So if you want to sign up for it, you have to sign up to SimGrid, and then everything's there, and it keeps track of all the points and everything. We will be looking at pitting SimGrid on GT7 and F1 possibly in the future as well. So if you haven't already done, there'll be a link for SimGrid in the Discord. We encourage everyone to go sign up to SimGrid and follow Simcade League on SimGrid, because it'll help us in the long run, and it'll just mean that we can bring in more people, and it'll be better racing for everyone.
Indeed.
Hopefully close the skill gaps down. We can sort into groups and everything, and it'll be better racing for everyone.
The more popular we get on SimGrid, the more people we get racing, and the more that you guys might get full commentary on ACC as well, which is something that does look spectacular on the old broadcast of ACC. So, yeah, I'd definitely be wanting to see that one commentated on by somebody else, because I like racing in ACC.
Yeah,
you will not be seeing me do that.
That'll be one where I'll do the commentary because I'm slow. So, but yeah, I would like to see a lot more people race ACC, because it is a very good game.
It is. Are you looking forward to any of the tracks on there?
Imola is always a big one. Do you know we did Snetterton this week?
Yep.
And I think I actually really like Snetterton.
Fantastic on ACC. Very nice.
Yeah. So it is. And then, of course, in GT7, Watkins Glen's always a favourite, in Road Atlanta. And then F1, F2, I suppose Portimao, Spa, Canada. It's good tracks everywhere. I think it's a good calendar.
Indeed. Right, on to the next announcement.
Which is the main one, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Right. So, we started Simcade League, how long ago now?
Year and a half?
A year and 3 months ago.
Yeah. Was it far
or
off?
more or less. And our main goal with Simcade League was to fundraise for charity. Over the past year or so, I think we've gone away from that. And the reason for that is just how much we've realised how Simcade has been dealing with drivers, in the sense that the drivers are showing up every week because it's an escape from things, and it's something to look forward to and something to enjoy. So going forward with Simcade League, we will be pushing towards more of a mental health push, and that we're the service providing that rather than fundraising for charities. So we're not going down the line that we are the charity, but it's more like we are the service providing that. The reason for the Monday F2 being so casual is it'll not be every Monday, but maybe every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, once a month. We're going to have a little bit of racing, but the main focus will be just a meeting for everyone to come along and just talk amongst ourselves, just about life in general. Basically a safe place where you can open up, talk about things, something that we don't normally do as men. We don't normally talk about our problems, and we just want to provide a space where we've all known each other, and it might be easier to open up with each other. And that's why we brought Rob and Hip, who have consular training, who will be providing they'll basically be the guys in charge of that. So this is just to announce that Rob is going to be joining the admin team because of that. So yes, Hip, just like a man's club, just come to talk. No one's forced to come to chat. You don't have to do anything out there. It's not like, what is your problems? Tell us all. It's just an environment for you to come, listen to other people, maybe chatting. Maybe it's something that you're going through in your own life, and it could be a benefit just hearing, it's like, oh, you know what, I'm not the only one dealing with this. It's actually nice to know that there's someone going through the same thing as me, and we can, work together through that. We have to point out that none of us is trained professionally in this, and this is literally us just having a chat amongst ourselves, like you normally would, like with a mate, basically.
I think as well, with us becoming quite like global. I know we're not global, but we have got people from all over the globe, and I think it is good to point out that we are trying to be quite diverse, and we are bringing in everybody as much as we can. And I think not just a men's club, I think it is just a come and chat club, because obviously we don't have any females in the group yet. I'm not saying that is not out there, that it could happen.
Not among the drivers anyway, but there is some females in the community.
There is. So, guys, come and join us. We are,
Yeah.
Guys
I don't mean to discriminate against anyone.
No. But
it's more just my words.
We are We are primarily the guys are. There is a lot of everybody's men drivers. We are, and you're right in saying that guys sort of ball it up and talk, but don't talk. But we are opening up to everybody, like we have been doing since we started. We're quite amazed on how we've grown, and it's quite taken us by shock. And I think this next season is concentrating on Simcade. We've put a lot of time and effort into the charities that we've done given a lot of money towards as a league, and I think it's about looking at us and us expanding. But us looking after the guys that we've got, because like you said, a lot of these people, it is a release from life coming here. And there was a big post from Will saying that it's pretty much changed his way of thinking his life at the moment. He looks forward to racing, looks forward to coming here, and I think a lot of the guys are like that as well. So we're making quite a community, and we are always expanding, always looking forward, and I think it is just looking forward to us.
Yeah. And what we'll be doing over the next couple of weeks before the new season starts, I'll be updating the website. So we'll have a dedicated page on the website with resources. You'll see on the stream at the minute, Combat Stress, Cam, and Takona are still there. We're still talking with them, and hopefully we'll still have them on the website as a resource to go to. So it's something that we can point you to go towards. Because, like I said, we're not professionally trained to deal with things, but we can.
But these guys are.
Rob said so. We signpost you towards that.
Yeah.
Where you need to go.
Yep.
So we'll definitely be doing that, and that's why Mondays it's an F2 league, come race, but at the same time, it's just a chance to hang out and chat, and with no pressure of actually racing.
Yep.
It doesn't mean it's like everyone's smashing the car into the wall and all, but it's like, it's a bit less pressure than the other leagues.
Indeed, and we're just a big shout out for Calm and Combat Stress. Combat Stress did send you an email the other day saying the fantastic work that we're doing, and they do appreciate it. And if there's things that they can do for us, then they've got vast information as well on that. So do check out. We are leaving our Just Giving page up until we hit £100 on the Calm, which I don't think we're that far off, really. So
no, we're not too far away. Just on that money front thing, a few of us, a few of the members have been supporting us with the members club, which is through Ko-fi. There is a link in Discord if you do wish to. It's never required to be racing in our league, but just a big shout out to the people that are paying that monthly and actually supporting the stuff that we do in Simcade, because it allows us to do a few extra things that we wouldn't be able to do without just that little bit of money behind it. So thank you for that as well.
Yes, big shout out. They will get an honourable mention in the award ceremony as well, because like I said, we couldn't do it without them, and it means that we can have a little bit of give back for the guys that have won the championships like we did last season as well. So thank you very much to you are, and you will get mentioned in the coming weeks. Lance has just said in chat that it's the same for him on the feeling, and I'm pretty sure it is the feeling throughout the throughout the group. It has changed. It's changed me, and I'm pretty sure it's changed you, Ninja, on the way that we look at things and the way that we do things. Yes, it is stressful at times, and but you know, we have got through it, and we are growing. So yeah, fantastic news. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think if there is any questions, just ask in Discord. There's always someone about somewhere that gets answered pretty quickly. If it's not an admin, it's someone else in the community. You'll be able to answer straight away, most of the time anyway. But yeah, reach out if you need anything, and we'll try help our best we can anyway. At least
we haven't done it yet, but if you'd like to see what we're doing, when we're doing it, and how we're doing it, obviously everything in the coming weeks is going to be updated. Do check out the website. That has links to all our social medias, Discord, the lot that you can find on there. Obviously, we do have Combat Stress, Calm, Takona. Takona we do have a 15% off using Simcade 15 on their store. So check out that. Also, whilst we're all here, whilst talking about it, don't forget to hit the subscribe and the bell so you see when we come live or see when we post videos. I know you're just going absolutely mental with the bot now.
Yeah.
It's going to absolutely love you before it throws a his fit going, no more, please. Then do sort of check out our YouTube channel. Obviously, we've had a couple of likes on this video. Thank you very much. If you'd like to also change things up, we're always up for having I think then do comment in the video below as well. But over the downtime, we will be posting live videos as well, videos, streams, the lot in the downtime. We will be keeping busy, so don't worry, we haven't disappeared, but do come back in 2 weeks' time for the first race. Was it 3rd of April? For our F2 first community night.
Yeah.
Guys chatting, having some fun racing in F2, and then we get down to business with ACC on the 4th of April. So yeah, do stay tuned. Well, I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody out there that's tuned in, everybody that's raced, everybody that's won, the champions, everybody that's commentated alongside me. Thank you very much, HL, Ninja, Dodo, Fenton, Simi, of course. What a fantastic season. Sad that it's ending, but on to season 6.
Yeah. Thank you very much, AJ, for all the work you've done, especially with the F1 side of things. But it's like we say, there's stuff on the background. We do have a chat, just the 3 of us, with Mitch and AJ, and it's constant. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm sending stuff to AJ and things. So there's like a lot of stuff goes on in the background that no one probably ever see the light of day. But we do it because you guys show up and race every week, and yeah, we can't thank you for any more than that.
It's literally just the community, but thank you very much, everybody, and we hope to see you in the downtime that we have, and obviously don't forget to come and check us out. But thank you very much, everybody, and we will see you very, very soon.
Yep.
And good night.
Bye.